Welcome, everybody. I am so glad you are here. I'm excited about tonight's podcast. And tonight, I'm just going to be by myself today. Usually, Mr. Ulises Vargas have been with us these past few weeks. And today, I decided, okay, let's give him a little break. Let's give him a little break. So, today, what we plan to do is we're going to be talking about something that I'm really excited about, is something that I came across. I was doing some research about singles and different things. And in that, I found out that there are now several terms when it comes to dating. So I put together an ebook with some of these dating terms that I found. I did not invent them. I did not I did not come up with them. They're just out there. So I decided, okay, let's put all these modern dating terms together. Let's put them together and let's put them all in one place. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So if you are dating, this is for you. If you have friends that are dating, this will help you understand. And these are some terms that are going to blow your mind. Some of them are like, I get that. And other ones are like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. That is just absolutely nuts. So I hope you enjoy. Oh my God, let me fix my color here. This is live. This is the thing. One other thing about live, that anything can happen. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about these modern dating terms. And I would like you, first of all, to share, to like, to comment. And this is going to be a recording that's going to be available on YouTube. It'll be here on Facebook, but also it'll be on YouTube on our channel. So if you want to support what we do, you like our content, and you want to support me, just absolutely go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel, share, like, and all that. So let's go ahead and get started with this recording. So here we go. Hello and welcome back to Money and Friends, this space where we talk relationships, real life, and everything in between with honesty, humor, and a whole lot of grace. Tonight is just me, your girl Maria, hosting solo, and I'm excited to be here with you tonight. And in modern dating, it has become its own world with its own language. And if you don't understand the terms, you might feel confused, blindsided, or even hurt without even knowing why. So tonight, I'm going to be breaking down some of the most interesting and important dating terms for my ebook, the ones that every woman should know so we can protect our peace, guard our hearts, and date with confidence. So I want you to grab your coffee, grab your journal, or your fussy blanket, because we're going to dive into some real, raw, unfiltered side of modern dating. So we're going to be talking about those terms. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. And one of the ones that just to let you know that there are about 15 to 20 different terms I came across. So I'm just going to do a few. If you are interested in knowing the rest of these terms, then definitely I'm going to suggest that you get my ebook and you go ahead and you get my ebook, see that and read it, and it's going to be amazing. All right. So here we go with the first one. And it's going to be one of the ones that we all know. Most of it is ghosting. So one of the terms that I came across that was really interested is ghosting. And if you haven't heard what this means, it's really when somebody you've been dating and you're in a relationship and you have the highest hope for that. And all of a sudden, when this person disappears with no explanation whatsoever, and then you're feeling like, what happened? It's because you start a relationship and you start, hi, hello, how's it going? And you start texting and calling and doing the usual get to know you questions. And all of a sudden they just disappear from one moment to another. They don't call you, they don't answer, they don't text, they don't give you an explanation. So it feels like the person is avoiding you totally. They totally disappear. So that's what ghosting is. So to prevent that, once you start talking to somebody, you said, you let them know, hey, if this is not working out, can you please let me know? Let's talk about it. We're adults. But sometimes they don't. They won't talk. They won't say anything. They totally ghost you. So whenever you hear that term ghosting, oh my God, that person just ghosted me. That means that that person out of nowhere seems like a ghost and they ghosted you. That's what it means. So another one that we see really often, and the definition is love bombing. Love bombing. That's when you hear that term. When you hear that term, love bombing, that means that that person is, as soon as they get to know you, they start, I love you. And you're the most beautiful person. And you're so wonderful. And I want to marry you. And oh my God, you're this. And oh my God, you're that. And oh my, and you're like, oh my God. I mean, you haven't even met. And I want to tell you something. A lot of these terms, I have seen them or I've experienced them. So I'm familiar with a lot of them. So hold on just a second here. Okay, hold on. There was a couple of comments in there. So I want to tell you, so one of those things, the love bombing, when you see somebody that starts love bombing you, which means you're beautiful and you're amazing, you just met. What are you doing? You haven't even met this person. That person don't even know you really. And they want to meet your dad and your kids. And they're just, oh, you're so wonderful or amazing. And everything is so exciting. And they're just rushing so much love and you're like, wait, this is just too much. That's what love bombing is. All right. So let's look at another term. So we have love bombing, soft launching. That's another one that we have here. Soft launching. And that's a real funny one because that's when they soft launch you, that means in the relationship, they're giving small hints of someone new on they could do it on social media without revealing them completely. So if you ever see somebody that they want to kind of hint you that they're in a relationship, but they're not showing you the person. For example, you'll see pictures on Instagram where they have two cups, and you're like, well, one cup is for that person. Who's the other cup? That's a soft launch. When they show pictures of them with somebody hugging and they just show the back, or they show just the hand, or just they show you the shoulder. So they don't fully expose the person, just like hands and stuff like that. That is a soft launch. And some people, what they do is they don't want to reveal completely who they're dating. They don't want to show you exactly who they're dating. So it's a soft launch. So they're little by little showing a little bit of that relationship. So that's what it means. So when somebody tells you, I want to do a soft launching about your relationship, and why do people do that? Because either they're not ready emotionally, it's about their privacy, or sometimes they want to test the water, see what are the people, what they're expecting, what are they doing, what would they say if they knew they were in a relationship. So they're going to test the water. So that's what soft launching is. And also we have what some people called a situationship. Oh my goodness. This one right here, it's a romantic connection without a title, without clarity, and without commitment, but still with an emotional attachment. That's the definition of situationship. And you'll hear this one. This is a very popular one here lately, which is, let me repeat it, a romantic connection without a title, without clarity, and without commitment, but still emotionally attached. So basically what they want to do is they want to be in a relationship with you, but they don't want nothing to obligate them to that relationship. So, hey, you know what? I like you. Hey, I'm really interested in you, but we're not going to put titles on this. We're not going to commit. We're not going to tell anybody about this. So we like each other. We talk each other, but there is no seriousness about that. So what happens is a lot of times us as women, what happens is that we tend to fall in love, or we tend to romanticize a kind of relationship or a friendship, and then we're stuck because we don't want to move on because we are faithful. And sometimes us women do that. We are faithful to the hope that something is going to develop. So we're faithful to a hope that something's going to develop. So that's why we end up in a situationship. Like we both like each other and we know there's something there, but there's no real relationship. So you end up in a situationship. So you're in a situation, not in a relationship. Okay. So, and that there's another term as well. It's called breadcrumbing. So if you ever hear that when it comes to relationships, what breadcrumbing is, let me give you a definition, is when someone gives you just enough attention to keep you interested, but never enough to build a relationship. And sometimes men will do that and women will do that too. They'll text you, they'll say I like you, I want to, let's get together for coffee, but they never do. And so if you think of birds, when you give them a little bit of love, bread, and they follow you, they follow you, give them a little bread and then they'll follow you a little bit. That's what breadcrumbing is. When she says, I kind of like you, and you're like, okay, well, and then nothing. And then later on, well, you know what? Hey, you know what? Let's talk about it. And then so you keep following that person all around because they're breadcrumbing you, just giving you enough to keep your attention going, but they really have no intentions of doing anything. So, hey, Bridget. Hey, oh my God. Love you, Bridget. So, girl, this is getting serious over here. This is crazy with these terms. And I have Margie. All right, Margie, un beso, un abrazo. Margie, estás viendo desde Puerto Rico, girl. I'm so excited you're here. So excited. And Bridget says, listening for my niece and nephew so I can pass on your gems. And Margie says, Maria, thank you for your message. Miss you. Oh, te quiero mucho. Te quiero mucho. Margie, you're awesome. You need to come on the podcast and we need to talk about some stuff because you have things to share. So Margie, te quiero mucho. Besos y abrazo. And so, girl, it is crazy out there. So I don't know if any of you have heard about this breadcrumbing, or are you familiar with ghosting, or are you familiar with any of these terms? Miss your taco, oh, girl. Hey, I'll be going over there soon, and te voy a hacer unos taquitos, pero mira, unos taquitos bien buenos. And yes, I'm gonna talk to you later on, and you're gonna come into the podcast because we need to talk about some stuff and your testimony. You need to share your testimony because it is amazing. So going back to this situationship. So what happens is, hold on, let me make sure we got all the comments here. La la la. There we go. So we got bread. Let me go back to some of these. So we talked about breadcrumbing. We talked about when they give you a little bit of attention and you kind of follow it, and you get a little bit of attention and you kind of follow that. We talked about ghosting when everything's good and amazing and you think, hey, we're getting somewhere, we're doing something. Y de momento, all of a sudden, they're gone. It's like, did I just meet a ghost? What happened? They disappeared. And we have the love bombing. Oh, you're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're amazing. And it's too much love too soon. They don't even know you. I had this guy. He had not met me in person and he was love bombing me. And I was like, wow, that's too much. I told him, I don't even know you for you to be, all that stuff. And then we have soft launch when you start seeing pictures in the internet with them, or, 2 bottles of wine, or 2 glasses of wine, or you see 2 plates, or you see the back, or you see the hand, but you don't see the person. So that's soft launch. They don't want to actually put you out there in the open. They're just kind of, doing soft to kind of test the waters. And then we have situationship, which is the one that a lot of people end up on, that, which is, I have feelings for you, you have feelings for me, but we're not going to put a title on it. We're not going to tell people. It's just between you and me. It's on the down low. And am I in a relationship with her? No. But behind the corner, And Margie says, love is used loosely. Yep. That's true. She is absolutely true. So, and then that's situationship. And then we go into future faking. Oh my goodness. This one, I was like shocked because I wasn't very familiar with it. This is when you're in a relationship with somebody and you start kind of planning the future, but it's all fake. And you say, when kind of like when somebody is incarcerated and they start talking and building a relationship, or they're far away, like far away in another country, and they start saying, when I get over there, I'm going to buy you a house. When I get over there, I'm going to get a job. When I get over there, I'm going to meet your family. I'm going to support your kids. I'm going to build you this amazing life with my bare hands, and I'm going to do this. Or a woman, oh babe, you know what, when you get out, or when I meet you, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and I'm going to cook for you, and I'm going to, raise your children. And so they build this future with no stuff, no substance. They build this future in their imagination of what this relationship is going to be like, or what's this, or what's that. And they it's all future, future, future. And there's nothing solid in that relationship. That's future faking. And I went, and I like this, and I'm like that, and that sometimes you have to be a little bit realistic when you're in a relationship, because you can go so far in your imagination, so far in your plans, and yes, we have to plan, yes, we have to look into the future, but sometimes that's all it is, just talk, talk, talk. That's future faking. Benching, that's another one. That's a good one right there. Benching. Oh wow, that was tough too, because what happens with benching, you think about a game. It's like you're there. It's like putting someone in the bench, keeping them around, but with very minimal effort. For example, they're ready to play the game. This person is ready to play the game with you. They're really to commit to the relationship. They want a relationship, but you're like, you know what? Why don't let's hold on. Let's hold off. Let's hold on to that a little bit. I really like you, and I know you like me and stuff, but you know, I'll be back. And then you're sitting there, and the game is going around playing, and the person is just on standby, sitting there. They're in the bench. They're ready to play. They've practiced. They're good to go. But you have them on a bench waiting there. You don't give them anything, no love, no hope, no nothing. It's very little, very minimal interaction. I like you, but that's it. And then you're sitting there, and the person's there waiting. On a bench. You have that person on a bench. If you need somebody to come in, hey, come on in, and you bring them in. Other than that, you leave them there waiting on something to happen. So sometimes, and this again, men and women do this alike. So the next one we have here is the hard launching. And this one is the opposite of soft launch. When hard launching, that means that you publicly announce your new partner online, and you put photos, and you tag and captions, and people start, this is very risky. This is fast, a lot of pressure, and you just show, hey, everybody. And you're like, oh my God, didn't that person just have another partner 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, and now there's a new one, and then they're showing everybody, and you see them with this person everywhere, all the time, and just like, oh my God, where did they come from? What happened? I mean, so, and then they'll say, you know what, I'm going to show everybody that I love you. I'm going to show everybody that you're with me. And it is crazy, because you're like, what is a rush? Yeah, like Jean said, is very risky, because you don't even know this person that much. You just started today. You just started to get to know this person, and already you are in the cover of everything, and you're in their Facebook, Instagram, all that. That is, you got to watch out for that. So, and Bridget says here, what do you think about people who don't post about their partners at all? Well, this is a conversation. This is a very good point, Bridget. This is a very good point, because it really depends on the couple. There has to be a conversation and an agreement, because I personally don't like to post about my relationships unless I agree with a person. I have to take their thoughts, their feelings in consideration. I'm okay with it at one point, at a certain time, after a while, this serious, I can post about it, or, comment. But at the same time, there's people that want it private, because the moment you share that you are in a relationship with a person, you are inviting other people's opinion. For example, let's say I start posting me about I'm dating Juanito. Let's say Juanito. I don't know. Roberto. I don't know. Let's say I'm dating Roberto. I like Roberto better. I'm dating Roberto. And then I put Roberto's picture and my picture and his picture and my picture. And then what happens? People are start giving opinion. Oh, what a cute couple. Or like, really? You're dating Roberto? Really? Do you know this? And do you know this about him? And then like, oh, you're a good couple or you're not a couple. And so I'm okay with it because I been in social media for a while. So all that stuff really doesn't bother me. But what if he's not used to that? What if that makes him uncomfortable? So it's not a matter of just me, me, me. I have to think about, you know, what what is his opinion. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. I don't want to do nothing that will make my partner or my fiance or the person I love uncomfortable because of what I do. If he says no, and there's a lot of people like that they won't talk about their life. They won't talk. All they do is whatever they're doing in social media, but they won't personally talk anything about themselves. And that's okay. You have the right to do that. There's no obligation. You are a public person, but you don't are not obligated to share your private life. So that's a good point. So Bridget said, gotcha. And Margie said, been in jail 10 years and we're here. Can I say it? Been years and we're here. It takes time to love, ownership, and more to trust. Been in jail 10 years and we're here. It takes time. It does. It takes time to love, ownership, and to trust me. Yep, that's true. And Margie says, love the podcast. We'll tune in. Yeah. Ooh, all right, Margie. Desde Puerto Rico watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, girl. I appreciate that. Oh, your husband. That's right. Your husband. Yeah. I mean, that's why you have a good testimony of Margie has a great testimony of restoration, of faithfulness, of love. We'll have you. We need to definitely share your testimony of love and restoration in the podcast for sure. God has done an amazing thing with her. All right. So yeah, so all these things that that we have to take in consideration when you're dating. Another one is zombieing. Zombieing. That is another funny one because zombieing is when someone ghosts you, then reappears out of nowhere, like nothing ever happened. It's like an emotional whiplash. Like you thought, oh my God, I was talking to this person, all of a sudden they're gone, and you're like, what happened? They they disappeared. And all of a sudden you get that text. I don't know if y'all seen, you get that text. So, hi, how you doing? So what you doing? And you're like, what happened? Didn't you just ghost me? I thought you were dead. What happened? So that's what zombieing is. When they totally ghosted you with no explanation, you didn't hear from them, and all of a sudden you get that, hey stranger, hey, what's up? What you doing? You're like, oh my God, what happened? Who are you? So all these things that you have to understand, all these terms, and there's many more. There's some other terms, but like I was telling you, let's see here. She said, oh, Gina says, child psycho behavior, right? Oh my goodness. And Mr. Vargas, sir, we give you the night off. What you doing in here? The hey stranger text, right? Oh my God, that was, let's say here, I was right next to you. Oh yes, she was, Bridget. You see, this is what I want to tell you. When I am telling you about these terms, I have lived some of them, not all of them, but some of them I've lived. Like Bridget was right there. Right. She's a witness when her and I were working on some things, for our work, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear ding, and I look down and I'm like, what? And it was a text of so and so, and I'm like, oh my God, so and so texted me. What? I haven't heard from him in about a year or more, and I'm like, oh my God. So I open it, and he starts talking, and hi stranger, how you been? And he started lovey-dovey, and I'm like, what is going on? I haven't heard from you. And all of a sudden the hey stranger, and you ghosted me, and it was crazy. So, and that, oh, there's another term, when they use you as therapist. Oh my God. When they use you, it's called therapizing. When they treat you like their therapist. That happens to me. That's sad to say, but it happens to me. Oh yeah, Bridget said, yeah, at lunch. And And I was telling Bridget that he started to talk to me, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what becomes of it, because this is somebody that I really cared for. So let's see what's going on. I was telling Bridget, this guy, he was a zombie and a patient. Yes. Because what happened is that he started talking to me, and you know what he said? You know what? I know that you have experienced counseling, and I know that you have experienced this, and I know you have this, and I just want to tell you about my problem, and I want to tell you this, and I want to know what you think. And I found myself giving him advice and counseling to this person. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna give him grace. I really liked him. Maybe he's serious, and maybe he wants to start something up again. Hey, I'm available. Let's see what happens. No, the next call. Hey, you know what? I got another problem. I want to run it by you again. I'm like, okay. So I did it because I don't know. I really liked him. That's why. So he was cute. So, and sometimes they catch you with that because I mean, I always say I don't walk on water and glow in the car dark. We're still flesh, and when you get that attention, it's crazy. So I started talking to him, and again the third time, hey, can I call you? I want to run something by you again. I need your advice. I said, that's it. That's it. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your counselor. They, this is not for free. Go pay somebody the proper thing that you need to do. So I'm not your therapist. We dated, it was good, but. She says, my mom told me when people show you who they are, believe them one time. That is the truth. So when that Maya Angelou used to say that too. When people show you who they are, believe them. Because a lot of times what we do is that we have the hopes that we have the hopes, no, but let me give them a chance. They're really cute. At one point it was amazing, or at one point they were really nice, and we tend to be very gracious and give opportunities. But we need to be aware of these games. These are games that we are playing. And I'm going to tell you something. I've ghosted people. I'm going to be, hey, but I had to learn to be honest and say, you know what? I wish you the best, but I don't think I'm the right person for you. And that's it. You don't have to explain. But I used to ghost. But then when it was done to me and they ghosted me, and I realized, like, oh my God, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? And then I'm thinking and wrecking my brain. What is it that I did? Did I do something? What is it? And you're left with that uncertainty, and you kind of feel bad, and you say, wow, that's it. It's me. I'm the problem, whatever. So, but let's be adults. Let's start, and that's one of my things. Let's start being adults about this, and let's say, I like you. What happened to good old fashioned truth? Now we have all these games and all these terms and all these things that are crazy out there. And you need to get my ebook so you can share with others about these new terms. I didn't come up with them. These are terms that they're out there that are people using when they're dating nowadays. And you need to know, it's crazy out there. So what happened to, let's be real. You know what? I really like you, but not enough to make you my girlfriend. You know what? I really enjoy your company, but not enough. So I'm going to be real honest about it. I like you. Let's be friends. And that's it. And say, yeah, don't use people. Don't use people as your bench. Don't use people. Don't ghost people. Don't breadcrumb them. Don't put them on a bench in case the one that you have right now doesn't work. Just if you are not ready to love that man, let him go. Listen to what I'm telling you. If you're not going to love that man, let him go. If you're not going to love that woman, let her go. Don't breadcrumb her. Don't give her false hopes. Don't build this castle out there. And, be real. Let's be adults and start saying, you know what? I like you. I really like you. Well, I like you too, but, it's not going to work. I don't see a future, and let's be real, because sometimes we need to be adults. It's okay when you're 13 or you're 10 and you're like, you like me, I like you, in little papers. No, we're adults. Let's put you tell me the truth. You tell me the truth, and I'll decide if I'll go with it or not. That's how I feel. You tell me the truth. You know what? I'm, I'm doing something right now. I would love to, but I can't. Okay, I'll respect that. Hey, I appreciate that. Don't play because it's a coward that plays with women's emotions and not tell the truth. It's you know what? And it's abuse when women use their beauty, their looks, their power to manipulate men and play because it's not just about men doing it to women. There are so many women that are out there manipulating feelings, manipulating men, playing with them. So when a good woman comes along and wants to love this man, he is so hurt, he won't trust you. He's so hurt. He's so hurt. He thinks he puts us all in one category and thinks that all women are alike. Things that all women are gold diggers, all women are cheaters, all and they put us in a category. And it's because some of us women have played these guys, their emotions. We've benched them, we've ghosted them, zombied, breadcrumbed them. We have played with their emotions, so they become bitter. They have this image of women, and they don't respect because we have done that to them in the same way, women and men and women. So we need to start being more honest and say, you know what, this is it. I really, And Margie says, I am allergic to bullcrap. Come on, sis, tell it. Tell them. I will tune in. Woo hoo hoo. All right. Woo! Thank you, Margie. I appreciate you, Margie. Awesome, awesome. Margie, in private, send me your email and I am going to gift you a copy of the ebook. I'm going to send it to you because I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your comments. Everyone's comments, Bridget's too, all of you. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in with me and discussing these dating terms that are just absolutely they're very, 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 very weird. So one of the other things too, Margie, thank you so much. So all these terms is what's out there right now. So if you're interested in knowing all the rest of the terms, they're going to be on an ebook. Just send me a notification, a message, say I'm interested. I will send you the link. You get the ebook, you get it right straight to your email immediately. You get it, you have it, and you study them. Know these terms because it's good whether you're dating. If you're dating, it's good to know. If you have friends around you that are dating and they start telling you their experiences, this will give you a different, perspective and knowledge of what's really, going on out there. And another thing is that you're listening tonight. I'm talking about these terms from, like you would say, from a woman's point of view, from my point of view. But we're gonna have a podcast coming up soon, and Ulises is going to join us. I don't know if he's still here or he was just going by, but anyways, he's going to join us because I told him, hey, can you come on and let's talk about these terms so we can get a man's perspective on these terms, because you're listening from my perspective, a woman, but I want to hear what what comes in a man's mind when they play games, because I don't know if you ever seen on Netflix. There is a series about this serial Tinder dater that he played with these women and they didn't know, they were just caught off guard. And because I am telling you, you need to be aware of what it is out there. If you're going to date, you got to pray. You got to say, Lord, take me to the right person. Show me the right person. Show me their hearts. Show me their intents. Show me beyond their words what is in their heart. What is their intention for me? What is this really about? So, and it's one of those things that when you kind of know these terms, that'll help you. And they're funny terms and, and all those things. But yeah, thank you so much for being here tonight. And I just wanted to come on and then talk a little bit about these terms. And we are going to be doing a full podcast with many more other terms on this dating scene, because we need to be ready. It's a jungle out there. You need to be ready. But I want to share something as well. I want to end with this thought that there are good people out there. There are good people out there. And Annette said, it's a crazy world. It sure is, Annette. It sure is. It is crazy out there. But you know what? I know that a lot of times when you go to these dating sites, and because sometimes it's hard because some of us are not out there in the clubs. We're not out there, in the concerts. We don't go out a lot. So some of us go to the dating apps and use them. But some of those guys are crazy. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And I should talk a little bit more about this and maybe do some kind of tutorial, because some of these men, what they put in their description, they put a picture of them. First of all, put a picture that is of you, not of you 20 years ago, not of you with a lot of filters. I want to see who you are exactly, and the descriptions and the things they put, and it's just crazy. But somebody needs to do a good tutorial to help these men present themselves in a better way so they can get a little bit more chances, because there's statistics out there that specifically for men, that sometimes because they don't know how to present themselves in the dating apps, they get swiped out because they don't put the good pictures, they don't put the description. But we'll do a tutorial on that. That's for another topic. But thank you so much for joining. Like I said, Ulises and I will be discussing this in further, and we'll hear the man's perspective on this. In the meantime, Pastor Melissa. Oh, she got me. No white muscle shirts. Oh my God, yes. No white muscle shirt. Please, what are you thinking? Or some of these guys, please, if you're listening to me, if you just tune in for this segment right now, please put a good picture. Please, please, I am begging you. Some of you put a picture like you're mad at the world. Like, and I'm like, how am I supposed to like you with that picture? Or they'll put like this one guy, because sometimes I'm getting to the point that I'll text him back and tell him, what was it? Were you mad? Because I saw this guy and he was like this. And in the description, I'm looking for the person in my dreams and I'm a lovable person. And he was telling I'm lovable and this and really nice. But his picture was like, I had to write him. I felt the need to write him. And I said, you know, your description is very nice, but your picture don't match. Are you mad? You might want to put smile, okay? Smile, because your picture looks really mean. And he wrote back, he goes, I am so sorry. I'm a really nice person. I will change your picture. Thank you for sending that. Thank you for saying that. Nobody ever told me that. And he was so friendly. I didn't go out with him or anything, but I was just, but because he was out of town, he was too far. So, but I said that he didn't realize that, and he changed it because I saw the picture come again, and he was smiling, and he was like, "Oh, okay, he looks normal now, right?" Oh, then when with the dark glasses, why do guys put dark glasses and they take a picture? I'm like, are you gonna start a fight? What's going on? What's happening here? So definitely. Lourdes says, yep, they found me in the internet. Yes, there's good people out there. There really is. One of the things that I say to myself, because I go through these apps and whew, and I'm like, okay, but I keep thinking, I'm a good person. I'm a good catch. I'm a really good catch. And I'm out there. So I know that they're out there. There is thousands of people here in El Paso. I'm just asking for one. There's got to be a good one. So sometimes you have to kind of go through it and just pray that God will put the right person in your path and different things. But Ulises, you're still here? Us thugs don't smile. Oh my God. You see, that's why we need a man's perspective on this. And that's why Ulises is going to be a good help to help us decipher what these men are thinking of when they take pictures and they're so mad and they're like, or they show pictures of a little kid. I'm like, no, don't show me pictures of little kids with you. That gives me, vibes. No, don't do that. Or, just drinking and smoking and party. That just, that gives me like, man, it's okay. But you got to think about, about all those things. But yes, definitely think about how you present yourself. At least smile. It's okay that in a lot of times they'll say, I don't want this, I don't want that. That's okay. But at least smile. Margie says, my husband said real men can explain. My husband said real men can explain. Explain what, Margie? Explain what? Explain what? You see, y'all need to help. You see, we need a man's perspective. So it's going to be really good. I'm just telling you, tell your husband to tell his friends that if they want to get more, um, be more approachable. That's the word I want to say. Smile. A smile will go a long way. It makes you project, I'm approachable. But when you look mean and you look, real love. My husband said real men can explain real love. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, so that's my advice. So if you tuned in, this is going to be an amazing podcast coming up here real soon. And I thank you if you're already interested in the ebook, send me a message and I'll definitely send you the link so you can get the ebook and actually follow us and comment and share with your friends. Know what it is out there. The craziness. It's a jungle out there. And thank you so much for joining us. And it's been a pleasure, even though I'm doing solo tonight. It's kind of weird. I was getting used to Lisa's, but it's good. It's all good. So I want to wrap this up. And Bridget, thank you. And Bridget says, can't wait. Awesome. It's going to be real good. We're going to have more and you're going to laugh. Some of these are just crazy what is going on out there, but it'll help you understand your friends and understand what's going on. So, and that wraps tonight's episode of Maria and Friends. Thank you for hanging out with me as we explore the wild vocabulary of modern dating. Remember, these terms aren't just trendy words. They help you recognize patterns that protect your emotional health. When you know the signs, you make better decisions. You guard your heart and you walk into a relationship with confidence instead of confusion. If something tonight spoke to you, share this episode, send it to a friend or drop a comment. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and support the podcast. It means so much to me. Thank you for listening. This is Maria, and I'll see you in the next episode of Maria and Friends. Thank you, Margie. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Gina. You guys have a great night. Good night, Mr. Ulises. God bless you.